Thanks.
Thanks, Melody Rames of the Virgin Islands Police Department. Well, the Virgin Islands Police Department wants you to be safe this carnival season. News Channel 8's Lee Carl has the details.
We're at Carnival Village, and today the police department decided, along with the Carnival Committee and others, that it would be the time to talk about what kind of plans they have for Carnival overall. And so here is that press conference.
I want to thank the police department for inviting me this morning. I think it's a step in a positive direction. I have already met with the chief, his deputy chief, and the commissioner, and we've talked about Carnival way before Carnival, because we want to ensure a safe Carnival for each and every one of you out there in the community. And it's simple. If you follow all the rules and regulation and direction that is given to you by the different personnel for Carnival, you won't be in no trouble. Okay? And let me let you know, I'm taking this from the chief. Rain don't stop the Carnival, but guess what? Violence will.
Our main objective is not to stop any event. Our main objective is safety of not only the visitors, but our locals alike. And we want to make sure get that point across. Our main objective is safety. If each one of us does our part, this could be one of the best carnivals that we ever had. And we want to keep it that way. All the functions have been going crime-free so far. They've actually been incident-free. And that is also with the assistance of you, the people in the community. Because if you see something, bring it to one of our attention. Bring it to one of the officers' attention. You don't necessarily mean to be a V.I.P.D officer. We also have officers working from different agencies along with us law enforcement officers. But again, Blakey said it the best, just like we always say out here, rain don't stop the carnival, but violence will. This is a joint effort of a community and the police department working together. We want to ensure that everybody, locals and visitors alike, enjoy this carnival. We want you to stay out as late as possible, have as much fun as possible. Don't drink and drive. That's just common sense. If you plan to drink, get a designated driver. If you come out and you have your car and you end up drinking, call a taxi or a friend. Make sure somebody can take you home. Get home in one piece, because the life you save might be your own or one of your families or somebody else. So that is the point we want to get across.
Carnival Village for the press conference for the police department for Carnival 2010. Lee Carl for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Lee Carl. Your Caribbean report is next. Stay with us on Channel 8. Well, let's take a look at your Caribbean report for tonight. Taking a look at our Caribbean report in St. Lucia, a weekly recap of the major financial highlights on this regional and international markets. The Eastern Caribbean, the secondary market of the ECSE, recorded little movement with less than 6,000 units trading. St. Kitts, Nevis, Anguilla National Bank led activities with 5,000 shares across the market. On the RGSM, the government of St. Vincent raised ECs of $20 million in an oversubscribed 91-day Treasury bill auctioned on Monday, April 19th. And in other news, the Cara Chris has reaffirmed the Cara BBB Plus rating of St. Lucia. This effectively positions the country as an investment-grade country. This rating is contingent on the government's containment of its fiscal debt and the reassumption of the GDP growth led by the tourism and construction sectors. This rating could be downgraded if the objectives are not met. Venezuela's President Hugo Chavez on Sunday ordered a 40% pay raise for the armed forces, an increase that may help consolidate its support with troops by countering inflation ahead of the legislative election. Chavez said that the pay raise would bring a cadet salary to 25,000 bolivars, which is equivalent to 353 pounds. The former soldier has ramped up military spending during his 11 years in power by buying billions of dollars in mainly Russian and Chinese-made equipment to replace aging equipment. Charlestown Nephis, the premier, discussed the gang activity on Nephis during his opening statements of his weekly radio talk show, In Touch with the Premier, on Tuesday. Families matter, and we as parents, mentors, teachers, and adults must guide and protect our children so the young people of our society feel the love and support that is needed. And finally, in Havana, Cuba, Cubans voted on Sunday in the municipal elections touted as proof of democracy on the communist-led island. At least 95% of the country's 8.4 million eligible voters were expected to cast votes for delegates to local assemblies across the country that deal with the nuts and bolts issues of municipal government. The Communist Party is the only legal party in Cuba, and the nation's top leaders are not directly elected by the people. But Cuban officials say that local elections are an example of democracy for the rest of the world because of the high turnout and the populist purity of its process. But at the same time, the dissident ladies in white were manhandled by government supporters as they tried to march for freedom of political prisoners. This simultaneous event showed the difficulties the Cuban government faces as it tries to counter an authoritarian image abroad, a wide controversial opposition at home. And that's your Caribbean report for tonight. Stephen Q. Francis has got your Sports 411 up next.